Hey, welcome to Midwest Education. Today, we're solving systems of equations using substitution. So, let's go. All right, we have two equations here. Y equals 15x plus 145 and 20y minus 60x equals negative 40. And we're trying to figure out when are these two equations going to be the same. So the same x's and the same y's. And this is important when we're working with systems and we're trying to solve systems of equations. And it's very critical, especially when we're using substitution to solve. So with substitution, what we're doing here is we're going to take one equation and we're going to stuff it into another equation. What? That's crazy! I know, but it's really helpful and it works. So let's figure out how to do that. All right, first off, I'm going to use our bottom equation because the top one has a variable by itself already, which is really nice for substitution. It's actually critical for substitution, having a variable by itself. Otherwise, there's other steps involved, and there may even be more efficient ways of solving it if you don't have a variable by itself. All right, so we have 20y minus 60x equals negative 40. And we have our other equation, which is y equals 15x plus 145. So going back to the idea that when we're solving systems of equations, we're trying to figure out when are they the same. So we can say that these y's are the same for when these equations are the same, right? Y equals y, y is y, they're the same. But then that top y is also saying that y is 15x plus 145. But wait, it's an equal sign, not is. Equal and is are the same thing, okay? So y equals and y is 15x plus 145 for the top one also means that that bottom y is also 15x plus 145. Whoa. Okay, let's rewrite this now with this new information that we have. It's going to look a little crazy, but that's okay. 20 times 15x plus 145 minus 60x equals negative 40. That's crazy, but we can do this. We're going to distribute first to kind of clean this up, and then we'll start to solve this equation. So let's distribute. 20 times 15x is 300x, and 20 times 145 is positive 2900. And then there's that negative 60x, that minus 60x equals negative 40. And you may be wondering, like, why did you not multiply 20 times that negative 60x? Well, that's because that is outside the parentheses, okay? So it doesn't get multiplied by that 20. Only things inside that parentheses are getting multiplied by that 20. All right, now we're going to combine like terms. So the x's in this case, so 300x minus 60x is 240x. And then we have the positive 2900 still equals negative 40. And now we have a two-step equation. So we're going to subtract 2900 from both sides. And it looks a little messy. I'm sorry. There's just not a lot of space that was here. So 2900 minus 2900 is 0. And negative 40 minus 2900 is negative 2940. So what we're left with is 240x equals negative 2940. So then we're going to divide both sides by 240 because that's 240 times x. The inverse operation is divide. And we're left with x equals negative 12.25. You may be like, whoa, this is a lot of work that we just did to figure out what x was. Yeah, but actually we're not even done yet. And it may seem like a lot, but once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. And you can do this. It just takes, make sure you're staying organized. As long as you're staying organized, then this doesn't get too bad. It makes sure you have space to actually work through these. And it may take some time, and that is okay. You can do this, okay? Just make sure you're staying organized and follow along with these steps, okay? All right, we figured out y, but now we're going to figure out x, okay? We got to calculate x, but we can use, sorry, we got to calculate y. You know what I'm trying to say. But we can use the x to calculate y. And you'd be like, how? Well, I'm going to take that x, and I'm going to plug it into one of those top two equations. All right? There is one that's easier than the other. Because remember, again, we're trying to calculate x, means we're trying to get the y by itself. So which equation has the y by itself? Oh yeah, the top one. So let's take y equals 15x plus 145, and let's take our x that we just figured out right here and substitute in for that x up top. So y equals 15 times negative 12.25 plus 145. And then we have 15 times negative 12.25, which is negative 183.75. And then we add these two together, and we're left with y equals negative 38.75. Sweet! We have a solution now, because we're trying to figure out when x and y are the same, meaning our answer is a coordinate point, which is x comma y, so negative 12.25 and negative 38.75. However, we could have made a mistake, so let's check our work. Here's our coordinate point here, negative 12.25 and negative 38.75. So what we're going to do is we need to figure out which of these equations, the y equals 15x plus 145, the 20y minus 60x equals negative 40, or the 20 times 15x plus 145 minus 60 equals negative 40. Which of these three equations are we going to use to check our work? Right off the bat, I know I'm not going to use that bottom one because I don't have a y in there. So I'm not really going to be able to check my work. So now I could pick either the top one or the middle one. It really doesn't matter which one you pick. It's going to work out the same way either way. All right, I'm going to pick the middle one just because I haven't really used it yet. And I used that top one to figure out y, so I'm like, why not just use the middle one? So I'm going to plug in my y value, that negative 38 plus 75, into the y, and then that x value, negative 12.25, in for x. And then now we just simplify. We're trying to figure out, again, is this equation true? Because it's the equal sign, so is the left side going to be the same as the right side? And if it is, then yes. If it's not, then we can go back to the last slide and figure out where we made a mistake. So let's start multiplying. Boom. 20 times negative 38.75 is negative 775 minus 60 times 12.25 is negative 735. And by the way, if you have a calculator, you can just plug the whole entire line there into a calculator and see, does it equal negative 40? If it does, then there you go. If not, then you got to go this way. All right, and then I'm gonna rewrite this because minus negative is the same as plus. And then when we simplify that, we get negative 40 equals negative 40, which is what we wanted. Yes! I don't have to go back and check my work because it all worked out. It's balanced. It's what I needed. It's what I needed it to do. Okay? So now I can confidently say that this is my answer. X is negative 12.25 and y is negative 38.75. So if you want to see more examples like this or see what we're doing at Mirrorverse Education, then visit us at mirrorverseed.com. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day. Adios.